Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. I've gone to the fridge thinking, what am I going to drink next? So I've just done a collab with Range and Garage Project, and I thought I'll just come back with one beer and then we'll call it a night. But then I'm like, no. So Bacchus Brewing out of Brisbane. Every year they do a couple of Halloween themed beers. So think pumpkin ales. We've got pumpkin pie, which is a pumpkin spiced amber ale at 4.9%. And then why not go the other one? Pumpkin pie imperial porter, which is 8.9%. May as well do the both of them in one show. So, yeah, as I said, out of Brisbane in Queensland, up in the north. Good brewery, known mainly probably for their dark beers. I have had these previously, maybe a couple of years ago. I remember the pumpkin one being quite nice. And in Australia, we don't get pumpkin beers like the guys do in the US and Canada. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to have it again. Let's do it. And cheers to the chat. We have Bulk and Stewie back. Good to see you, boys. Thanks for chiming back in. I've got my Carwin Cellars glass. I thought I need a delicate glass to showcase these bad boys. And why I went Carwin Cellars is because I think I first tried Bacchus when I was at Carwin, so makes sense. So obviously I'll go the straight pumpkin pie one first and then have the imperial porter afterwards. It's double the ABV and it's obviously going to be packed with flavour, the porter. So let's go the pumpkin pie first. So 4.9%. The opening sounded a bit sketchy. I hope it's all right. Smells good. Looks all right. Just the opening was a bit scary. Made me think there might be something wrong with it. So they've gone for an amber. Looks very nice. In the light, I'd say like a light amber. There's like an orange tinge to it. It's not showing up in the camera. One finger head. Reasonably clear. Carbonation's pretty light. I would say the body's probably medium. But I could already smell like the pumpkin and the spice just from here. I'm like, woo, yeah. So let's have a whiff. It's going to be a fun beer, this one, I think. Yeah, you're getting huge like allspice. So cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg. What is allspice? Someone explain to me. That's what I'm getting. Pumpkin's there, but it's not huge. It's mainly about the spice. And you're getting a touch of like toffee. Maybe like some brown bread. Cheers, Joey. Good to see you again, dude. Smells like someone dumped a bunch of Christmas cookies in a Melbourne urinal. That's delightful. So Bulk's saying 3.8. Stewie's saying 4.6. And the two besties are saying hello to each other. Lemon myrtle, that's Australian. And finger lime and wattle seed. What's another Australian one? Quite often you'll see them when you have like botanicals in gin. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I thought it would be. You can't see me. Anyway, I'm going in. I feel, yeah, as I said, this is going to be a fun beer. It's different. It's a little bit kooky. Let's get it. Hello, pumpkin. Yeah, so as I said, like brown bread, like caramel toffee, maybe a touch of like biscuit, pumpkin, and yeah, like some spice. Cinnamon's definitely there, like nutmeg. I got ginger on the nose. It's like a herbal sort of thing there as well. It's definitely different, but I like it. Different but delightful. The five knuckle shuffle. Hello, pie. It needs to be a meat pie. I'll tell you what pie's overrated is a shepherd's pie. When you get a good shepherd's pie or even a Guinness pie, they're awesome as well. Whew. Yeah. Autumn leaves. Frolicking. Cheers, Skeeter. Good to see you, mate. I'm on the pumpkin ale. Something we don't get very often here in Australia. So I've got like an amber lager, an amber ale. What would you say it is? Amber ale. Yeah, an amber ale with like pumpkin spice. And then there's an imperial porter with the same sort of setup. So I'll read the ingredients out. They've actually got them on here. Water, barley, wheat, pumpkin, lactose, monk fruit sweetener, whatever that is, ginger, spices, hops, and yeast. I feel like the spices has got to be cinnamon and nutmeg. Monk fruit sweetener, I got no idea what that is. Lactose, yeah, that's like a sort of like a milk powder sort of thing. Hmm. Then the porter says Water, barley, pumpkin, wheat, lactose, hops, ginger, spices, and yeast. No, it's pretty much the same, just without that sweetener. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes with the roast as opposed to like the bready sort of caramel flavour. And what I should do at the end is do a little cuvee, mix the two together. Yes. Cheers, Skater. Cool. Everyone get around Skeeter. He's part of the same community as Stewie. I love when communities cross and you get like, yeah, people like they might not have a particular interest in something, but they just follow through a friend and they get to know the person and the character, and it's like, yeah, you just sort of that's what I do with a lot of stuff. I just watch. Like, I don't even care what the person's doing or the product or whatever, but like you get to know the character and your life. At the end of the day, that's what it's more about. Amber Heard. Is that legit or are you talking nonsense? Because that'd be every now and then I'll like go in mates' streams and say something stupid like that, sounding like I know what I talk about, but I'm just taking the piss. Good beer, guys. Not as good as that last beer, but different. That last beer was, yeah, like meant to be epic. Whereas this is one of those ones that could be quite divisive. I think pumpkin ales in general, you either love them or hate them. Cheers, brother. I take it you hate them. It's one of those things we don't see here, dude, very often. Ugh, and what I've had, I don't mind them. So yeah, if I see them, I'll grab them. But yeah, these were the only two I had for the season, unless I see some more, but very rarely. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just do the two together. Oh yeah, jeez. I wonder why they used it, because they don't have it in the porter, and it's not like I'm not getting this different sort of flavour. Like, I don't know, maybe it adds to the malt base or something. But yeah, like as I said, like I feel like I'm getting, yeah, like caramel toffee, like a brown bread or a rye bread or something like that. It's like a little bit biscuity, like sticky. Yeah, pumpkin, and then yeah, like cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger. Yeah, I think that was all the flavors I was getting. Oh yeah, it was like it's sort of a touch herbal. I feel like it's got sort of like a. It reminds me of like an English hop. It's got that sort of like slight bitterness and slight sort of like herbal edge to it. Pretty sure the owner of Bacchus is English. He does a lot of classic English styles. Yeah, exactly. And I think most of us have probably got friends in, yeah, like different communities. And yeah, it's just cool seeing people from all walks of life hanging out together. And yeah, like obviously, like my streams are beer related, but like I like to just interact with people and banter and just, yeah, it's just cool seeing what people are up to. And yeah, like you can sort of chime in and yeah, every now and then I'll be in a shit mood or a happy mood or it's just being real. It's good. I feel like like say Joey, for example, if me and him hung out, we'd talk sports all the time, I reckon, or even like maybe comedy. There's certain people you just have those common interests with. Like me and PA would definitely talk about music, probably home brewing. Cheers, brother. Haven't seen you for a while. I actually chimed into your live earlier. I was at work and then when I was on a coffee break and then like upper level management's come and disturbed me during my break when I just started watching you. So I didn't get to leave a message or anything. But hope you're doing well. Yeah, I can't wait to hang out with some of you peeps. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, in like as in Australia though, dude, it was morning for me. So it was the same day for me, but for you, yeah, it was last night. The confusion of the time difference. What are your thoughts on the pumpkin ales brew? It's something we don't get much here in Australia. Yeah, it's not bad. Tomorrow, yeah, it's meant to be in the mid 30s. It's going to be quite warm, sort of early in the afternoon. And yeah, now's where I'm missing like living in my hometown because I used to live right near the beach. It's going to suck. Spooky tooth. That sounds cool. Can you remember who it was by, dude? I mean, I could look it up on Untapped, but yeah, it's a pretty cool name. Was that for like John from Lords and that, or someone else? Cool. Get yourself some meat, brother, and cook up a delicious barbie. You always got something going on the grill. Fatheads, yep. Cool. Yep. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, formerly of Lords. Now he's a truck driver. I've chimed into quite a few of his lives. I don't think he's gone live recently, but for a while there, about probably a month ago, he did quite a few. Always thought he was a decent bloke, John. Yep. Hmm. So yeah, not sure if you don't know beer for breakfast, facts for snacks. It's from Canada. It's a good boy. Get around him. Show him some love. You can call him either Drew or Brew. And yeah, he's either drinking or cooking. And quite often hangs out with some of the other beer tubers. Goes live. Yeah, good fella. I think we've been on a couple of panels together and shared some beers. So yeah, I'm going to crack into the porter now. I've still got like probably a third of a can of the standard one, but as I said, I might do a Kubo. You only live once. We're not here to fuck spiders. You got to mix it up. So yeah, this is known as a pumpkin pie imperial porter. I was only talking about porters earlier to Simo over in the UK. He did a review and it sounded pretty good. And I just said to him that we don't get enough porters here in Australia. Here I am drinking one. So yeah, this one is 8.9%. So practically double of the one I just had. Pumpkin pie imperial porter, pumpkin spice dark ale. And yeah, it had all the same ingredients, obviously dark malts though. But yeah, it didn't have that whatever that sweetener was that the boys looked up. Monk fruit sweetener. Yeah. I'd say it's got the same spices, it's got pumpkin, water, barley, wheat. Yeah, it's got lactose as well. Cool. It looks the part. It looks pretty bloody good. So get around it. So yeah, you'd pretty much say jet black in colour. Doesn't really have a brown tinge or anything. It's pure black. The head's got a slight tan touch to it. It's about one finger. Body's probably similar to that last one, like low end medium. Let's go a whiff. It's real weird because I smell like roastiness and richness, but then I smell pumpkin. Do you know what? I'm actually getting cola vibes. It reminds me. It reminds me of drinking Fireball with Coke. Because you're getting that like caramel from the roast, and then you're getting like cinnamon and like there's sort of like a brown sugary thing going on. Yeah, that's weird. But I mean, yeah, it's got pumpkin there, and you're getting, yeah, like ginger, nutmeg, but the cinnamon's real dominant on the nose. There's a touch of chocolate. I feel like though, as far as like the roasted malts go, it leans more caramel. I'm definitely not getting coffee. It's not like that intense roast like bitterness. It's almost like you'd say it's well balanced. It's roasty, but you're still getting heaps of like the pumpkin and the spice. So they've done a pretty good job. Yeah, I've always got on really well with him. God, bloody dogs. He was getting real awkward and uncomfortable on the recliner behind me. He jumps off, jumps onto the couch, and then he's like, "Nah, I'm not. This isn't me." And then he comes back up to the recliner again. What a dickhead! Make up your mind, Stewie. What is it? You give him multiple scores. I'm not happy with that. Okay, enough sniffing. It's time to sip it up. I feel a little bit pissed. It's good. I've gone from having no beers all afternoon to having three, and two of them are pretty strong. So, salute, prost, kanpai, cheers. Cola. Definitely getting cola vibes. It's like I'm drinking Pepsi mixed with pumpkin and spice. So yeah, I'm getting caramel, brown sugar, a little touch of chocolate, but very, very faint. Yeah, and you're getting pumpkin. I feel like the nutmeg is pretty strong in this one. The cinnamon's there on the nose, but the nutmeg's definitely there in the flavour. A little bit earthy. Good, very good experiment drinking these beers. It's going to make for a very interesting cuvee. Oh, yep. Cost of living since the pandemic. Damn governments. Yeah, like even today, right? I went to a charcoal chicken place in my local town. You used to be able to get like a half chicken and chips with gravy, probably for about would have been around $8 only a few years ago. Got it today. It was like $16.90 or something. I'm like, fuck me, it's like double the price. Just everywhere you go, just paying through the nose. Like food's just insane everywhere. Like, but yeah, the main thing that drives me nuts is like the alcohol, just compared to every other country. I mean, there's some out there that are as bad as us, but when you're paying like 60 or $70 for a case of macro beer, you know that your fucking government's just taking the piss. Especially when Americans are paying like $15 to $20. The thing that, yeah, I just can't fathom is our Prime Minister, our current head of the country, that you fucking rarely see, by the way. He is part owners in a craft brewery. So why, what is he doing? Like, if you're meant to be one of us, look after him. Like, you can tell politicians just make decisions to like further their own, like get money in their own pockets, and they don't give a shit about the regular Joes. Woo! So yeah, you're getting the roastiness and richness in this, but it's one of those beers that's quite complex, and it's nice to drink, but you wouldn't be able to have more than one of them. It's a little intense. We've got a store here called Culture Kings, and they do like a lot of sports merchandise and music stuff, just like streetwear, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, being Black Friday, got all the sales on at the moment. They got a hat similar to this, like this hat's real old school. But yeah, they had like I think it's like pink peak, pink hat, just with the same logo, and I'm like, that looks sick as. And yeah, I reckon it was half price, so I might buy that. I'm always looking for new caps. You'll notice watching my videos or seeing me on streams and that I'm always wearing different hats. I got so many of them. It's just something I've ever since I was a kid I've always been into. And anyone that says that your hair doesn't grow or it's bad for your hair if you wear hats all the time, it's the biggest load of shit. I actually think if anything it's better for your hair. Bulk reckons 4.1. It's definitely interesting. I like it. It's sort of that weird but wonderful. But yeah, definitely wouldn't be able to like it's a one and done beer, pretty much. As far as Bacchus goes, I've got some very interesting shit from them in the fridge. I've got like a gingerbread barley wine. That's going to be awesome. I have a maple coffee imperial stout. Or is it, yeah, maple? Actually, I might have the coffee chocolate. I don't know if I got the maple one. And then, yeah, I've got the other series that I'm going to do over the weekend. One for you, Joey. Hemp beers. I don't know if you've heard me talking about it, but yeah, these guys are doing these. They're going to be triple IPAs, and they're hemp, and they've got all the different variants like um, blueberry Kush, pineapple express. Yeah, there's about 6 different like strains. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna do them as a stream. It was either gonna be tomorrow morning or Sunday morning. So it'd be Saturday night or no, sorry, Friday night or Saturday night for the US and the UK folk. The way you've written that, it reminds me of a banh mi. I'm just going down the local Vietnamese bakery to pick up a banh mi. Dead to me. Cheers, Bumpy. Cheers, Chris. Speaking of dead to me. Hope you're well, boys. So yeah, I've had a pumpkin pie beer, which was an amber ale, and now I'm on a pumpkin pie imperial porter. And yeah, the whole pumpkin beer thing, it's not something that's very common in Australia. Very rare, actually. You can barely find any. So if I see them, I might come to Papa. I want to try you. Yeah. Hope you boys are well. I did a stream before this one. It was a nice triple IPA, and I was going to call it quits, go to bed, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll do another review, and it ended up being a 2 beer review. So now I'm feeling a little bit tipsy. But yeah, I'm getting like huge cola vibes from this one, Bumpy. It's weird. Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, this one, it tastes like it's. If I was to sum up exactly what it tastes like, it's like Pepsi with a dash of pumpkin and spice thrown in. You're just getting, like, with the roast, there's no coffee whatsoever. It's more like a slight touch of chocolate and huge caramel toffee. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting like caramel toffee, brown sugar from the malt with a little touch of chocolate. And then there's pumpkin, and then you're getting like huge, like ginger, nutmeg. Cinnamon was there on the nose, but not so much on the flavour. But yeah, I don't know, it must be just the caramel and the brown sugary sort of thing. I'm just getting huge cola vibes. It's weird. But yeah, it's getting to that stage towards the end of the beer. It's like I've definitely had enough of it. Like I don't want any more. Not saying it's bad. Like I actually enjoy it, but it's like, yeah, just one can is definitely enough. It's a one and done, just because of the allspice in it. It's just a little intense. Cuvée. That's the word you're looking for there, Stewie, but it needs a little dash above one of the E's. It's when you have the two together. So what's everyone's plans for the weekend? It's 1 a.m. here, so I would say it's Saturday morning. But yeah, depending how I wake up, I'm thinking about going for a little wander because we have a market on in my town, and yeah, it's meant to be pretty decent. They only have it sort of once a month, and apparently the one they had last month was really good, and there was shitloads of people and like heaps of really good stalls and food bands, and I just didn't expect it to be that great. But apparently the last one had some like distillers there, and like I think it had a craft brewery and some hot sauces and cheeses, chocolates, like all that sort of shit. And I'm like, ooh, might be something worth looking at. So yeah, I might go for a little stroll down there in the morning and check it out before I get lit. Yeah. Cool. Yep. Friday early afternoon for Stewie. Have you been fishing today, brother? Whew. I definitely feel it now. It's funny how it's like I hadn't had a drink all afternoon. I finished early from work. Well, I didn't finish early. I did overtime. But I got out, I don't know, about an hour after I was meant to. So finished mid-afternoon. Got home and, yeah, for some reason, I think the reason why I didn't have a beer or feel like a beer is because I was all G'd up to join Miscellaneous and Bumpy and whoever else was on the show, Doubtfire. And I was all ready to do that. And then because I worked the overtime, by the time I got home, they'd finished. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I just cracked the shits and ended up doing other stuff. And yeah, then I had a bit of an afternoon nap because I was so tired from getting up so early and then doing overtime and that. And then, yeah, and time flew, had some dinner, and then I was like, I'll do a beer review. And then, yeah, just first beer was a massive triple IPA at 10%, and it drank like a 7 or an 8. So it was a danger ale, took effect on me, made me a little bit tipsy, and then, yeah, got on to these two, and now I'm like, woo. The first one wasn't that big. It was only like high fours, I think, but this one's in the eights. Good times. I just looked at my chat, and just about out of the last 20 comments, everyone's a mod except for me. Why aren't I a mod of my own channel? What's everyone's thoughts on hot sauces and chilies? Are you a fan or not a fan? Myself, I love that shit. Can't get enough of it. Always wanting to try more and go hotter and hotter. The Carolina Reaper's always been the number one chili, but they reckon there's another one now that's more intense. But yeah, I've always wanted to do a Reaper like live. Even way before I had a channel, I was like, I want to do a Reaper on YouTube or something and just smash it down, see how I go. But I want to do it with some other people. And yeah, now I've got a channel. It's like it'd be cool to do a Carolina Reaper challenge and have a couple of mates do it with me. Just eat it whole, see how you go. Yeah, yeah. Does anyone know the name of the chili that's meant to be the hottest now? I got a feeling it had like a real simple name, like a what? What was it? Hmm, that's the one. That is the one. Chili X. I was about to say I reckon it's a letter. Yeah. It's a cool name. Chili X. Fuck yeah. I'm assuming like chilies are like hops and weed, like your scientists get involved and fucking crossbreed them, and then you get different like notes and strengths and all that shit. Yeah. Malcolm X. Oh, that intense spice is making it harder to go down as I get through it. Ooh, woo. So yeah, apologies for my tardiness when it comes to Halloween beers. They were the only two I had, so I was like, fuck it, now's a good time, if any. Well, Halloween was like a good, what, 2 weeks ago or something? 3 weeks ago? I don't know. I'm Australian. I got no idea. Tardy boy. Oh yeah, cool. I'm reading the chat from the bottom up. Fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. Have you seen the video that went viral where there's a guy, like a group of people, and they found a Joey in their front yard, and I've got hiccups. So they find a Joey in their front yard, and the guy's got this kangaroo suit, and he bends down with his little pouch, and the Joey like jumps into the pouch. It's so fucking good, and they're just killing themselves laughing. Like you just think, like I don't know, like the Joey would be a lot smarter and just by scent and appearance and like whatever else that he'd think, oh, there's no way that's my my mother or whatever. But yeah, he fucking goes along and then jumps up, gets in the pouch, gets comfortable. So I think it's that time of the day. Should I say day, night, morning? I'm confused. I'm gonna do a cuvee. Hopefully I can get the glass there we go. Yeah. So it's in the camera. It's impressive. Cheers to the cuvee. Cola, pumpkin, allspice. Hmm. Where are we? At Spearmint Rhino? Yeah. Oh man, I'm getting old. My feet hurt. My back hurts. My legs hurt. Mm. Don't you love the days when you're in your late teens or your early 20s and you just feel invincible and no matter what you do, you're fine the next day? I miss those days. Cheers, brother. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, but welcome. Good to see you. Drinking a hybrid pumpkin beer. Ah, yes. Now I know who you are. we have, we have drank together many times. It's just hard when it comes to like the YouTube names and that's like fuck. Yeah, Daniel, you're hanging out with the boys at Carwin and you were on the video chat with us. That was the last time I remember. But yeah, before that we're at Gabs. And then before that we're at I reckon it might have been Oktoberfest at Carwin or one of the side project events. It's been many times, bro. Yeah. Nah, good to see you, dude. Welcome in. Welcome to the madness. Yeah, when I see the name now, I remember who it is. Hope you're well. Where were you when we're at the what was it? Yeah, the Carwin birthday event. It was Hayes was there, Adam. Yeah, there was like a group of us there. And yeah, I reckon Hayes had rang you and you're on like a video call or something. Dave. I reckon you might have been on holiday somewhere or something. But no, good to see you. Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah, when I went to Margaret River, dude, it was so awesome. Like just breweries and wineries everywhere. The only shit thing was is I didn't like I was there by myself. So like if yeah, like I had a hire car and it's like I had to keep sort of going out doing a couple and not drinking much and then going back to the motel and then doing it all again. I was just like I just wanted to get like lit and not have to worry about trying to get to them because they're all like there's so many of them there, but they're all like spread out. But one I really liked, I don't know if it's still going, was Bootleg. It had like that German feel to it. It was in like a really cool like country area. Pretty cool. Yeah. I remember going to one in Margaret River itself. I think it was called Margaret River Brewing Co. or something. They were only just starting out at the time, but I remember I got a flight there and it had about 12 beers in the flight. I was fucked. Yeah, exactly. Cool. I went to one called Black Brewing Co. And it was at that real flash destination. I don't know where it is, but they've got this huge as like man-made, what would you call it, like a lake, and it's got like a fountain. It's got all these gargoyles and all this shit at the brewery. It's just like how the fuck do you guys afford this? Like your beers aren't that great. I think it's been taken over by heaps of different brewers. It keeps changing. I've got a feeling originally it was someone else. I reckon it was one of the bigger guys, and then it sold to someone, then it sold to someone else. But yeah, just the I remember going there and I was by myself, and it was a really nice day. And I'm sitting there, and there was like room for about 1,000, 2,000 people. And here I am on this deck overlooking this lake, and I'm by myself. I'm like, this place must be losing money by like the minute. Yeah. There's a brewery in Perth called Found that are relatively new. They're meant to be pretty good. But yeah, obviously Rocky Ridge have always been decent. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Or drug money. I just couldn't get over how flash this place was. If I remember, I'll have to go back and find the photos, and next time I see you, I'll show you. Have you got any like beer stuff coming up in Melbourne? And apologies to everyone else that's probably thinking, what's going on? It's just good to yeah, touch base with like a familiar face. Cool. Yeah, Rocky Ridge in Melbourne's good. They got so many taps. Yeah, I was thinking about that tomorrow. I just don't know if I can be bothered. I think I'll just stay home, and I do have a long weekend, so I thought if Beer Mash is decent, I could still go on the Sunday if they've still got all the beers there. Oh yeah, yeah. I want to do Adelaide again. Like I've only sort of done Adelaide as a youngin, like not as a adult. I've only sort of passed through there as an adult when I went to like Alice Springs, and yeah, I think the beer scene there, like even the wineries, would be awesome. But yeah, they've got some really good like breweries there. But like not only that, like craft beer bars, even some of their pubs are real crafty as well. Yeah, yeah. I think we talked about that because I said how one of my original craft breweries was Pirate Life. How I seen them right from the start. And I was a huge fan. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be the thing. I feel like everything would be relatively close or easy to get to. I'll definitely do like a. I reckon I'll take like a Friday, Monday off work and go over there for sort of like a 3 or 4 day weekend. Yeah, I had a lot of those classics at the South Melbourne Brew Pub. Revisited like the Mosaic IPA, the IPA itself, the double IPA, the pale, the there was another one, and they all just drank so fucking good. I was like, wow, these guys have hardly changed. It was good. It was like refreshing to see a brewery that's like sort of sold out, still pumping out the beers like they used to. Stewie, I don't know what you're talking about there, mate, because I'm getting all the comments. I'm seeing them all, dude, so I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, this cuvee is. I'm going to an event at Brew Manatee. When is it? It's about 2 weeks from now. It's known as the world's smallest beer festival. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's organised by a couple of beer peeps. You've got Clint that does the. What's Clint known for? Clint's known for the co-conspirators artwork, their can artwork. He does a lot of other stuff. I think he ran a bar there at one stage in like northern suburbs or western suburbs. Ian McNally, who does like a podcast, and Nick Capper, the comedian. So those boys are yeah, Froth magazine. Yep, exactly. So yeah, those three boys are getting together with David Neitz at Brew Manatee, and they're doing a rooftop like beer festival. It's going to be like sort of pretty like what do you call it? Like intimate. Like not many people can sort of go there, so it's already nearly sold out. And there's going to be so Brew Manatee obviously there. There's also going to be Bodrigi, Bolter, Sailor's Grave, and someone else. There was 5 breweries, so it seemed like a pretty cool thing. Yeah, that Froth magazine was cool. Whenever you go into a crafty venue, you just see it sitting there. It's like, yep, I'll take one of them. Awesome artwork, cool stories and stuff. We're Crafty Pint involved with Froth magazine because it sort of had like similarities. Cheers, Wilco. How you going, brother? I'm surprised you're up at this time, or are you getting up for a piss? Yeah. As far as other stuff goes, yeah, that the only other thing I could think of that I was sort of half interested in was the beer mash thing, but yeah. I just don't know if I can be bothered going to Melbourne tomorrow. It's pretty cool how they were getting like they did collabs with breweries, and I think they were doing beers just for the event. One thing that always turns me off beer mash though, like it was always one of my favourite bars, but it just got more and more expensive. It's like, I mean, obviously all craft beer is expensive and bars are pricey and that, but beer mash are just like next level. Yeah. So you go there and it's like every beer's like fucking $15 or something. It's like, man, you can understand when it was like Scandinavian stuff and that, and it's real pricey. But when you're paying these silly amounts for local stuff, it's like, nah, I feel like they're just taking the piss. Yeah. Yeah, not sure what's going on there, but Dan's a good fella. There's no drama there at all. I've been seeing all the comments, so it's all good. But yeah, as far as these beers go, like score wise, I reckon for the straight pumpkin pie, I'd probably say I reckon it'd be a solid 4 out of 5. I like the fact that you got your breadiness, your caramel toffee, like that backbone of like an amber ale. Then you got like the pumpkin and the allspice. The balance was fairly decent. Um, I felt like this one was probably a bit more drinkable than the porter. I probably could have had another one of these, whereas the porter, it was definitely a one and done. Yeah, and it's just cool how, like, on the nose and the palate, you got sort of different characters. But yeah, still that monk fruit sweetener, I still know nothing about, and yeah, it'd be interesting to sort of look into that. And then this one, definitely a one and done beer. Like it just the roastiness, the richness, like it worked really well with the pumpkin and the spice. Like I felt like the balance was pretty good. But yeah, just the more you had of it, it was like the spices were just too intense. And one thing I mentioned too, like yeah, I got like cola vibes from it. It's like Pepsi. I think just due to like the caramel, the brown sugar, even like maybe the cinnamon sweetness or something, just it gave off like Pepsi. So yeah, it's weird but sort of wonderful at the same time. But yeah, the spice in this one was just so intense. It was like it got to a stage where I was like, I can't sort of drink anymore. So score for this one. I mean, initially I really liked it, so it's confusing. I'd probably say a 4.2, but in saying that, it's like if you're gonna get it, just get the one can. Don't get any more. Actually, Matt, did you join through Dan? I've got a feeling when you first come in, you might have said that you come here through Dan. So that sort of makes sense. The joys of technology. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not in YouTube, I'm not seeing any of this. So that's sort of weird. Maybe I'll do the same with him as what I did with you, dude. Quickly go onto my YouTube now. But yeah, thanks for chiming in, boys. It's been very enjoyable. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, see, you're not when you go in on mine, yeah, you can't see any of his comments. So that's weird. Yeah, I would have added him as a mod. So yeah, just checking on my phone, it was all the comments are gone. But on StreamYard, it's been fine. I've had no dramas at all. Hmm. Cheers, Disco. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. You have a stream lined up in a few hours' time, or is that more of an early week thing? I've just combined the two pumpkin ales together. One was an amber ale and the other was a porter. Decent, but yeah, sort of the porter one and done. It's a sort of beer. It's like I'd be happy to have it every time they release it, but I wouldn't have any more than the one. And then just the straight pumpkin one. I mean, I'd probably have a few of them. It's not too bad. But yeah, just man, doesn't like rock your socks, but it's good, solid. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up there and go hit the hay, get some nine eyes because it's nearly 2 a.m. So thanks for chiming in, peeps. It's been another enjoyable stream. Yeah, for sure. If you're about later on, dude, I might see you. I'm going to go for a 6 hours sleep, I think, something like that. I've had a couple of hours kip earlier, so as long as I get my sort of 6 to 8 hours, I'll be fine. So yeah, what it'd be like, yeah, 2:46. Yeah, so I reckon I'll be about around 9:30 p.m. English time. But yeah, thanks all for chiming in. I started off with the triple IPA by Range and Garage Project, very enjoyable, and then thought, fuck it, I'll do another review, and did the two pumpkin beers, and very complex, enjoyable somewhat, sort of fun, like different, but yeah. Moving on, what am I going to do? I'm still unsure as to what I'm going to do tomorrow. I want to do the Bacchus weed beers, the hemp beers, at some stage, but probably more likely to do them my Sunday morning, Saturday night for the UK and the US folk. As I was going to do them tomorrow morning, but yeah, might have some other plans. So yeah, we'll see how we go. So we'll see you guys shortly, and thanks again for chiming in. Cheers, legends.